Hold on, I'm having a slight audio problem.
I blame Google every single Friday because that just appears to be what it is that Google does to me. Guys, we've got Barnacules here. He's got his beer going. And go ahead and say hi and welcome to Tech Talk, which is traditionally 5 minutes late. And here we are.
How's it going, guys?
Now, Barnacules is my... Every single week I have a witness to this. That we were ready to go 15 minutes before the stream was scheduled to start. But what happened when I hit preview stream? If you guys aren't aware of this, Google makes you preview the stream before you can hit stream. So they're like, you have to make sure it's working before we'll let you do it. And every time I hit preview stream, I was getting like server error 500 with about a page full of code string that was like broken in YouTube. And then it kept telling me that I didn't have my encoder set because it somehow stuck a second camera encoder in. I don't know. It's just their new and improved is, well, right on par for Google, I guess.
Yeah, I'd say it was pretty crap.
And they pay their employees their entry level coders start at $119,000 a year. Do you believe that?
I'm going to go
fuck it up for $119,000 a year. I'll go over there and just type some code and go home.
Yeah,
Sure.
I'll see you there.
Anyway, all right, guys, if you are my followers and you don't know who this beautiful face is on the screen, this is JayzTwoCents. No, I'm kidding. Okay, that guy down there in the lower right, that is Barnacules. Barnacules? Are you a barnacle on a boat? What are you?
I am a Barnacules, and it's the combination of Hercules and Barnacle because I've got traits for both.
Got it. Okay. I didn't know if this was a visual reference or if it was a metaphor or what. But
all of the above.
Yeah, well, my advice is only worth 2 cents, so that's how I came up with that. That was pretty easy.
Yeah, that's 1 more cent than I have.
So, guys, down in the description, you'll see his social media stuff. This guy desperately needs some more Twitter followers. If you're on Twitter, go and give him a follow. He's got some funny information he puts out there on Twitter every now and then, and it's usually entertaining. But this guy too, if you're not familiar, if you thought I was a tech addict, I don't know if you can turn that camera around if it's like mounted.
The room's a little dirty, but I guess we can kind of spin around here.
He's got 3 46-inch TVs as a monitor set up. What's with the keyboard on your desk? What is that?
That is... Oh,
is that a MIDI player?
Yeah. I got a MIDI keyboard,
He's got a MIDI keyboard. Welcome to the 90s.
Hell yeah. Well, it's USB MIDI interface, so come on. I'm a little up to date.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
USB 1.0.
It's lightning fast, I'm telling you.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Okay, so let me get my encoder out of the way here, see what's going on here. We've got people saying they see a black screen. Well, I think you're broken because I happen to be watching our stream and it's up and running. We've got, it says 59 people in here. I don't know if that's right. Okay, we got 69 people in here. The very first thing we do every single week, guys, of course, is we require you to mash the like button. Seriously. There should be as many likes as there are viewers. It helps us out. It helps us get in the rankings after it turns into a video. And if you can't stick around, this is always turned into a video that will automatically be put up as an archive. And unfortunately, there's always those people that will complain that I'm not responding to them when they're watching it 2 days later, because even though I call it archive, they still think it's live. And
Guys, just push the like button. If you don't, a kitten dies. I'm just saying.
Yeah, a kitten dies, and then if they don't favorite the video, then they'll kill my family.
Oh my God, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh damn. Okay, well guys, just do it.
Now we had a lot of topics we wanted to talk about, but I kind of forgot most of them. But there's a okay. I've talked about in Tech Talk a few different Tech Addiction back in the beginning of my channel a few times about the DMCA. And if you guys aren't aware of what the DMCA is, it's the digital crime. What is it? I don't remember exactly what it stands for.
Oh, well, it's supposed to be the Digital Millennium Copyrights Act, but I'm sure that your
right.
acronym's a lot better.
Digital crime must always. I don't know. Anyway,
mutilating.
As we moved into the digital age, there became a lot of intellectual property, something that someone owns that you can't touch. So they had to come up with laws to protect that sort of stuff. For instance, source codes for programs and websites and whatnot. Now, people over the past couple of years, and I think the DMCA became more mainstream around 2005-ish, 2004-ish, and started to really make its way into the U.S. government and being a section of the FBI and all the other federal law enforcement agencies have now their sects, and that's SECTS, I think, sects that cover the DMCA stuff for digital crime, like theft of digital property.
Yeah.
But it's been abused by so many different entities, and just this week, you've got a company by the name of Rotolight, and it's at Rotolight. I would like all of you, L-I-G-H-T, right? R-O-T-O.
Yes.
There. If you have Twitter, that's the account. I think you guys should all go to Rotolight and say JayzTwoCents says you guys are DMCA trolls, because they're kind of doing with the DMCA the same thing I was talking about with all these patent trolls, where people will rush to the patent office and find patents that haven't been filed for products that exist, file the patent, and then they'll go after royalties for a company that created something.
Yep.
And I've talked about patent trolls. These guys are mad about reviews of their lighting because they're a photography lighting company. And people have been putting up some negative reviews about their lights because they're warning people. Just like, I've talked about things that I don't like in just about every review I've ever done. Every review I've ever done, I've had a con side. Well, this company seems to think that if you put a con in a review video about their product, that it's considered damaging to their company. So they're using DMCA to get these videos taken offline.
Yep.
Which is not what DMCA is for.
And quite literally, it's a crime. I mean, it's an absolute crime to use it in that
absolutely,
way. Yeah.
Absolutely. I was reading several articles today. I was on Cheesy Cam, which is a photography and videography cinema website, and on the front page today, they were pointing out the discrepancies of Rotolight, saying, "Oh, in the last 3 years, we've never used DMCA to, or asked anyone to take down a video," but they cited like 3 different videos that were taken down in the last 24 months alone.
Yeah, this is actually becoming more and more common, and that's why I'm glad that Rotolight's actually taken some crap now, because they need to be made an example of.
Yeah, and what's funny is they only have 2,000 Twitter followers, so if you guys go and tweet them, they're gonna see it.
Yeah.
It's not like there's Sony with millions of Twitter followers and you're just gonna get lost in the crowd. If you go and tell them that they're DMCA trolls and that they are literally illegally putting people like me, in censorship because they don't like what I have to say, then tell me where do we live right now? What is this? I don't care where you live in the world. That is just wrong. It's just wrong, first of all. And second of all, when you're talking about something that is up on the internet that is already very territorially difficult to prove, under bounds of law, what if somebody in the Ukraine put up a video they don't like? They're going to try and use DMCA to pull that video down. Yeah. And what the sad part is, most of those sites that host it, like Vimeo and all of them, they'll just oblige. They won't even question it.
Yeah, and the thing is, I actually do feel a little bit bad for places like Vimeo and stuff like that, because they kind of have to do that, because if they don't act on it fast and they wait too long and then it becomes a DOJ case, I mean, they're screwed, right? I mean, they're against the wall, and it's like, well, you were warned about it, why didn't you act?
Yeah.
So they try to play it safe, but yeah, it's these people that just come in and just decide that they're going to just smash on you and say that they own your property when they really don't. I mean, they need to be smacked. There needs to be like steeper penalties for this.
I kind of wish I had one of their products that I could do a negative review on, just to see what would happen, because I have a huge company like Fullscreen backing me on copyright.
Oh, dude, that would be awesome to see, because Fullscreen, I'm sure, is even a lot larger than their.
Oh,
little company.
I've already had somebody false flag me for copyright to try and get a strike on me. Now, if you're not a YouTube partner, unfortunately, a lot of the smaller guys, they have a really hard time getting through the, cutting through all of the muck when it comes to people false flagging or saying, you have the stupid YouTube algorithm that says, oh, this song is, and then they'll flag your video, sort of thing.
Yep.
Fullscreen immediately steps in and goes to bat for me. I don't have to do it, and they took care of that in the past already.
Dude, that's awesome.
I would love to see how Fullscreen would handle a DMCA attempt against one of the videos that they are partnered on and that they also make revenue on.
Yeah. It's unfortunate the attacks that YouTube producers like us and Vimeo producers and everything. I mean, we really are kind of constantly under attack.
Yeah, I see a lot of people saying that the stream's not working for them. I don't really. I'm
looking at it. Yeah,
I'm looking at it too. There's plenty of people in here responding to it.
Yeah, I see two totally handsome dudes like right here on my monitor. So
I see a lot. Right. I see a lot of people saying screen is black. Yeah, refresh the page. They probably can't even hear me. Maybe they can hear me and they can't see.
Yeah, try a different browser.
Yeah, that would be my next suggestion. If you're on IE and YouTube this week have been having some really weird issues for me. Like all the ads, because I don't ad block. I support all the YouTubers I watch. And every ad for like 3 days was black. I could hear the audio, but the ad was black. But then I'd go over to Chrome and it'd work fine, so I don't know.
Let's pull out a little conspiracy theory there. Let's see. Google bought YouTube. Internet Explorer is owned by Microsoft. I don't think they'd make it a top-tier browser to support.
But Google still earns money on views on that platform.
It is true. That is true. So that's why it's a conspiracy. Otherwise, it would be a fact.
Yeah. Okay, guys, if you do have the Twitter and you want to ask questions that hopefully we can get to, I mean, there may be 68 people in here, and it may not seem like a lot, but when everybody's chatting, it makes it very difficult to see all the questions. So try to spam it without spamming it if we're not answering you, but we'll do the best we can to get to your questions. We know this always turns into like love line for technology and stuff, but I'm still just kind of waiting here a little bit to see if people stop saying they're getting an error. Same here, getting an error. And another person says getting an error. I don't know. It's working for me.
Yeah, here. I'll refresh on my side and see if it comes back up again.
I'll do it too.
Let's see here. So there we are.
Yeah, it's working for me. And a lot of people says it's fine for them. So another person says the chat is derping. I don't know.
Oh man. Well,
someone says it's the NSA. It's probably Rotolite.
Well, yeah, Rotolite's probably DDoSing us right now. They're like, but our ring lights are so awesome. Oh my god. Yeah, you guys better enjoy this video while it's live, because it'll probably just be pulled down for a DMCA violation right afterwards.
Yeah, and also too, I noticed that the stream tends to lag by about a minute and a half. It's about a minute and a half behind. What's funny is I don't have delay server turned on. I never turn on delay server. So the other thing I might suggest too is, since we are streaming in 720p, maybe try watching it in 360p or something like that. I don't even know if they can hear us or if they're just getting black. But
yeah, I'll start typing some stuff down here.
Yeah. It looks like it's only a few people it's happening to, though. It could possibly be too, if these people are in the same country, there could be some sort of a node issue between the Atlantic or wherever they're at. That's
possible.
Somebody cut the line laying across the Atlantic Ocean floor.
It's probably Rotolite and their submarine.
Isn't correct me if I'm wrong, isn't there like a phone line that runs across the Atlantic?
There is.
Yeah.
Like, no kidding, it's like a steel shielded cable that's bouncing off the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah, it was laid down by a ship, and it took years to get across the Atlantic.
Yeah, and it's actually snapped before. I remember, I think it was in the 90s, I was watching on TV where they had a special ship out there and divers repairing the cable.
Wow, sounds like the movie Abyss.
Yeah, that's probably where they got the idea.
Wait, so you want me to go how many miles down? Yeah, I would like to see the ship that could make it to the bottom of the Atlantic without crushing.
Yeah, I know, right? You'd have to talk to James Cameron. He's the only one that did it.
Oh, God. It's wave high to the Titanic as you go by.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
So Tilt sent me a product I'm really looking forward to testing. That as they send me more stuff for review, it just seems to get more and more expensive. But I guess maybe that means they have some faith in me. But this is also part of the giveaway coming up. Hopefully you guys can see this because I can't see my camera. This is it's a battery operated Bluetooth speaker. So you guys have seen like the Jawbone and the Jabra, and you see these wireless sound systems. That's what this is. So I'm really looking forward to this. It's also got auxiliary in and auxiliary out, and I'm really interested to see what the sound quality is like on this. But for the 1-year giveaway, I am going to be giving away 3 of these guys. So you guys are definitely going to want to be following on Twitter for information on that, and getting tweeted right now. So someone's saying look out for Jaws. Yeah, some people are. I'm getting tweets. Lots of tweets actually. People are telling me that the stream is working for them. So.
Oh wow, is that actually kind of like it looks round? Like
I don't know. One person just said to me actually that the stream is not working for any of us. That's not true. Plenty of you have said it's working fine. So. This is gonna be one of those nights. I can feel it already.
One of those nights. One of those nights.
It's already been one of those days, that's for sure.
Yeah.
No, actually, this isn't round. It's very square. I'll hold it up a little bit longer. Or you can see it right there in the stream. It finally caught up. Yeah, it's square. Mm-hmm. I don't want to open it up yet because I guess I'll do the unboxing. I hate unboxings. I don't like doing unboxings, but I know a lot of people really like it because they feel like, I don't know, maybe they're a part of it, I guess. I don't know.
You know what? I'll be honest. I love unboxings. I absolutely do. What I don't like doing is when you forget to put the battery in the camera and you have to like unbox again.
Oh god.
I don't like re-unboxings. Suck.
Yeah, I never. I don't shoot with like something that I guess I couldn't tell if it was on or not. Like you use your DSLR, don't you? How could you not know it's not on?
Because the screen's pointing the other direction.
Wait, the 5D Mark II doesn't have a rotatable screen?
No. Here's how it works in professional photography. The more money you spend, the less features you get.
That's like true. It
is.
The Mark V doesn't have a pop-up flash because they're like, you're not going to use a $2,500 body with a little tiny pop-up flash.
You got it.
You're going to use a hot shoe.
So true, and it's funny because then you go up to like cinema cameras, right? It's like you've seen the Red, right? The Red cinema camera.
God.
That's like
$42,000 body.
Yeah, it's like 40 grand for just the body, and it like says right on their website, it's like here's what the body can do. It has a processor and a place to attach 40 other things to make it a camera.
Yep. It doesn't even come with recording media. You have to attach your own special SSDs.
No, it's literally just a sensor and a CPU in a box. You have to attach the storage, you have to buy a lens, you have to buy this control board for it. I mean, it's ridiculous.
But God, it's a sensor that can shoot in what seems like almost pure darkness.
Yeah, I think they just created a new one that does like 8K now. Like we don't even have 4K screens out really prime time, and they're already doing 8K. It's insane.
Yeah, what does this guy say? It's still working and happy participating in a live stream. Is that what he says?
Right.
Great, watch one on Rocat Aluminum Mousepad. Wait. JayzTwoCents. This is by Jacques, by the way.
Okay.
Jacques. Okay, Jack Master Ultimate is the Twitter name. He says, I'm still working and I'm happy. Participating in a live stream and unboxings are great. I watched one on the Rocat aluminum mousepad. Oh, okay. Yeah, see, a lot of people really do like unboxings. And I'll tell you right now, the only time I ever go on Twitter or YouTube, I take that back, YouTube, and look at unboxings is if I have a question about what's in the box. Like, does it come with this cable or does it come with this needed card or whatever? Then I'll look it up and I'll just watch the unboxing and I'll like just fast forward through the video until the part, because they talk for like half the video before they ever get to the box. And then I'll look and say, oh, okay, answer my question, and I click off of it. I know people do that to my reviews and stuff too. It's just the nature of YouTube, but still.
Yeah, for me, I'm like a kid in a candy store. I mean, I know what's in the box, but until I'm actually holding it in my hands, that's the exciting part for me.
And I'll tell you just how uninterested I am in unboxings, even with my own stuff. And for some of you guys that know that I'm doing the fundraiser right now for CES, I've already started spending my YouTube money, and I just got this H4n, the Zoom H4n, as well as the hot shoe mount and accessory, the fuzzy mic cover for it. And I bought this is a never used but open box item because it's the one they open up and then stick in the glass shelf, glass case over at like Sam Ash Music. So it's been sitting in a glass case its entire life. So the box was like, they're like, oh, the box is kind of messed up. Like the box got crushed or something. But it had everything, so I was like, okay, fine. It's like brand new. I tested it in the store. It's got all the warranty stuff on it. It's just I didn't get to unbox it. I'm like, okay, and how much am I going to save? I saved like, I don't know, I think like 20%. So, and you guys already know this is an expensive recorder. This is a $270 recorder full retail.
Yeah, about that. Yep.
And then the accessory kit was another $80, which comes with the hot shoe mount and the remote control for it, and the splitter cables and the like super long camera mount cable. But this fuzzy mic cover that looks like, I guess, Donald Trump's toupee. I did a test yesterday because I live in a windy area, and I very rarely record outside because I only had the onboard camera mic, and I didn't. You get out in the wind with a DSLR or any camera, and all you hear is, yeah, you can't hear anything. So it was windy yesterday, and I was recording with this, and it sounded like it was just. That's all you heard. And the moment I stuck this on, it's just, you could hear the trees. But there was no wind noise. So now I can do more outdoor filming with this. And then on the back of the Zoom, as you already know, there's 2 XLR inputs, 2 unbalanced inputs. So I'm going to be hooking up my handheld mic here. And probably I'm going to go with a wireless. So then this is going to also attach to the DSLR rig that I'm buying. So it's going to probably be a heavy rig. I feel bad for my cameraman who's going, because I'm going to probably load that up really heavy. Especially since last year I had to do everything myself. I had to carry everything myself. I had backpacks on with batteries, and I had the camera, and I was trying to do the interview while cameraing, and oh my god. So I don't feel bad this year.
Yeah, I solo it. I don't have a camera anybody except for me.
I have a camera guy. I have 2 different people that do camera work for me depending on the project that I need. Like when I did the tilt video, the commercial I showed you, the infomercial, I played cameraman on that one except for the 2 little scenes that I was in. But normally I'm on the other end of the camera, and I can't do that sort of stuff by myself. But I remembered from last CES this company called Fancier. That's you'll see it delayed on the stream, but I'm holding up a catalog here, and they are videography equipment. And so I was like, oh yeah, that's right, because I'm shopping for a shoulder rig. Yep. So I was like, okay, let's see what they got. I'm looking through here, and I see this rig that I've been showing you links earlier today of stuff that I'm looking at because I'm going nuts over this.
Oh, I can tell you're pretty passionate about this stuff.
Yeah. So let me bring up my capture here so you can see. Okay, so you can see right here, and you'll see it on the stream when it reloads, when it catches up. That rig right there on the bottom right. I'm like, oh, that's perfect. That's what I've been looking for. So I go to the website to look it up and see how much it is. $1,300. It's like, screw that. If I won't spend that much on a camera, why would I spend that much on a rig for it?
Right.
My humble T2i gets the job done.
I'll tell you what, I watch your videos, and your videos look awesome, and the quality looks awesome. So,
most of my videos are shot with the C920, though.
Oh, really?
Really, because I'm too lazy to bust out the DSLR. In fact, if you look carefully in the background in almost all my videos lately, you can see the DSLR sitting back there.
Well, you make it look good, sir, because it doesn't matter. See, me, I'm kind of on the other end of the spectrum. I got a 5D Mark II, and now I'm going up to 5D Mark III.
Look at the stream right now. You'll see See,
okay.
It looks just like what we've been looking at, right?
Yeah, and they want over $1,000 for that?
$1,149.
Yeah, it's a big FU. Pass.
Mm-hmm. And I looked through a lot of their stuff and was hands-on with it last CES. So after I get whatever it is I'm going to get, I want to find like something that looks like a knockoff copy of theirs, and I want to take it to their booth in January and be like, hey guys, check this out. Your rigs are too expensive. eBay, bitches, and then just be...
No, Jay, I got a better idea. You need to go build that PVC one I showed you that was like sitting like 10 feet off the guy's shoulders, and then take that to CES with you and try not to knock anybody out. That would be awesome.
God. Some of these rigs on eBay are just ridiculous. They're like so cheesy and horrible.
I know, and that's the thing with eBay is you really never know what you're going to get. Like, I'm not going to say everything I've ever got is crap, but I ran into a problem with batteries. Don't ever, and I mean ever, buy batteries on eBay. And I'll tell you why. Because I bought 3 Canon batteries from 3 different people, and I found out they were all fake. Every single one of them. Said Canon on them, everything, but they were all counterfeit.
Yeah.
And I had to contact Canon. I had to ship them the batteries at my own expense, and they came back with the report and said, "Yep, fake, fake, fake." Cut them open, took pictures, sent them to me. I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh my gosh!" So don't ever buy batteries on eBay ever.
Hey guys, do me a favor. Let's see. It's nothing on Jay's end. It's wrong with the stream. It's on your end of things. Guys, there's clearly a problem with YouTube's distribution of this stream right now. Like half of you, there's 81 people in here, and I'd say half of you are saying that you can't see it. Let me ask you this. Can you hear it? Are you seeing a black screen, but you can hear the audio? I don't know. I am watching the stream, and I'm watching it through YouTube's feed, and it works. Barnacules can see it, and it seems like about half of you can.
Yeah, it's like a minute delayed, and I know I'm pulling the stream from YouTube, and it looks good.
Yeah, it's not like you're on my network watching it. So
Right,
in fact,
right. I mean,
I can't even watch it locally.
I don't have 3,000 miles of Cat 5 to send down, or a Cat 6 rather. Sorry.
Ooh, yeah.
Old reference.
We're going backwards in time there. Why don't you just use RG36 while you're at it?
I know. Let's just run some banyan vines and some old BNC coaxial.
There we go. We're geek talking now for everybody. Everyone's like, "What's RG36 and RG34?" That's phone cable, guys. It's what, 5 wires, I think.
Yeah, or 4.
Okay.
4.
4. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we got 82 people in here.
Wow.
Yeah, and you know, guys, go and follow Barnacules. He really needs Twitter followers. I was shocked that you have as many YouTube subscribers as you do, but only 500 Twitter followers.
I know. It's like, come follow me. I will spam you with hilarious antics all day long.
You've got to like whore yourself out a little more. I mean, you got to show some nipple. Not on my stream. On hey.
What?
I saw nipple hair. I'm just saying.
I don't have any chest hair, man. Just talking about. Whew.
I have like a man mane of chest hair.
Dude, I'm like a swimmer's body here, dude. Yeah.
So remember how I told you yesterday we had or actually it was today I told you we had some real executives, VIPs in the office today.
Yeah.
We were talking people that are like determining if they're going to give our company like $30 million.
Kind of a big deal. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a big deal. They have many leather-bound books. But anyway, so I don't have like a lot of chest hair, and I'm not a hairy guy. I'm really not. Like I don't have back hair or anything like that. But I just like right here in my upper chest, it's kind of like fuzzy. So I intentionally didn't wear a tie today, but I like unbuttoned the top 2 buttons of my shirt. So I'm wearing nice business slacks, and I'm wearing a blue button-up that's it's like power shirt, like it's got a white collar and it's a blue shirt. You can imagine that, right?
Yeah.
But the top 2 buttons were unbuttoned, and I walked in, and the receptionist was like, "Welcome to 1977." And I was like, yeah, I'm just missing my fro. I would have still walked in with a fro if I had it in a big gold chain.
Oh, that would have been awesome, dude.
Yeah. Because I was like, I'd be damned. I literally have people asking me what your Twitter is. It's right there in the description, guys. I think people forget YouTube has descriptions because Google felt it's a really good idea to like minimize the description by default. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
Google, by default, you go and look at a video, you get, 2 lines of description or 3 lines of description that show up, and people still never look at it?
Yeah, and only if your browser window's big enough. If it's too small, they don't even show it.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, I would love to say, hey, guys, let's get your questions, but the stream chat is not updating. Like, it's not moving.
Yeah, it wasn't doing that for me either, Beck. I was having to, manually refresh the page and stuff. Damn you, Google!
Yeah, see, I just wrote testing and it showed up. Maybe people just aren't chatting. So I guess this is a solo show. This is going to be a long one.
Hey, don't be shy, guys. Don't be shy.
So yeah, you guys are going to, when I get all of the equipment together, because I've got some companies that are looking at helping back some of this CES trip. You guys are going to, I'm going to be doing a full DSLR rig breakdown of how I plan on covering CES, but a lot of people ask me what camera am I using. This is a T2i. It is the exact same sensor that comes in the 60D when it comes to video. A little bit lower quality than what comes in the 5D Mark II, a bit lower than what they upgraded to in the Mark III. This is a 1/3 inch sensor, so it's okay in low light. So that's why I've got to get an LED, light to supplement. Because some parts of CES are really bright, and some parts are really dark. Like the whole Sony exhibit's really dark because it's all TVs. Yep.
And what ring light are you going to not buy?
I wouldn't own a ring light anyway, but I will never own a roto light.
Damn straight.
I would keep doing what I'm doing right now, which is I use those cheap $15 Home Depot can lights.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah, that's what I do all my lighting with. And I have actually some $100 LED bulbs in them, but they're the ceiling up there.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
You'll see it on the stream. And I point those can lights at the white wall. That's when I do my white wall, like some of the vloggy stuff, or I wanted to look like I have the infinite background. And I literally painted a white square on the wall. Like, you do what you have. You do what you can with the space that you have.
Damn it, Jay, teach me your ways.
What, the ways of jimmy rigging and half-assing?
Yeah, because then I can save all that money and my wife can spend it and she'll be a happier person.
Yeah. So anyway.
Yep.
Let's see here. I would really love to be able to interact with you guys, honestly. I'm sorry this is just like a fail day for YouTube. And what's funny is there's still 90 people in here. Why don't you stream on Twitch? It works better for people. Because Twitch doesn't notify the 20,000 subscribers I have or the 15 or 16,000 subscribers that Barnacules has that we're going live, honestly. I don't have the bandwidth for it. Let's try it. Let's just see what happens. Let's pop up the Twitch stream. Boom. I am now dual streaming. Let's just see what happens. At this point, what do I have to lose? I have the bandwidth.
Dude, I feel all famous. I'm on Twitch and YouTube? Wow.
Let's check this out. Okay, hold on. Let me see if it's working first. All my Twitch followers are going to be like, what is this shit? Oh, yes, we are dual streaming. It is on Twitch and YouTube right now.
Yeah, so if it doesn't work here, go to Twitch.
Okay, let's do this. Huh. I've never done this before. I didn't know if I would even have the bandwidth for it, but I guess I do. Okay, guys, here's what you can do. Twitch.tv/Jays. Actually, screw that. If I can't put it there. I'm going to put it down in the description here. We're going to update the description right now. Oh, but you're okay, hold on. Here, let me fix that because I covered you up. you're a screen capture.
It's okay. Nobody wanted to look at me anyway.
So for a moment there, you were Verizon logo. Okay. This is weird. Okay, this is like Twilight Zone right here. http://twitch.tv/JayzVFX. Okay, guys, if you can hear this, refresh the stream. Right at the top, you'll see a link to Twitch. Let's go lower right half right there. There, you'll see a link to Twitch. We are currently simultaneously streaming to Twitch and YouTube. And what's cool is Twitch is only about 10 seconds behind.
Oh, like a boss. I should be watching the Twitch stream then.
That's it. Now that I know I have the bandwidth for this, and every single week I get, no, live stream on Twitch because YouTube doesn't work for me. And then I get, no, go to YouTube because Twitch doesn't work for me. Now, guys, from now on, now that I know my upload can handle it, we are going to be live streaming on Twitch and YouTube. You heard it right here. Every single Friday, we're going to be doing both.
Yeah, just remember who was here when that happened, though.
Yeah. Oh, and immediately there's a question. Hey, Jay, I have an FX 6300 and a GTX 660 and a gigabyte motherboard. Which motherboard, by the way? All of my games have very slight lag and a lot of stuttering, but frame rate never goes under 60 to 120. What did I do wrong? That sounds like micro stutter to me, but
yeah.
I noticed there's some issues with NVIDIA's drivers. Just recently, actually, my 680 wasn't giving me more than 25 to 30 frames per second in Battlefield. And I looked at my GPU usage, and the GPU, excuse me, I'm just going to be like, bleh, in the middle of the stream. Okay, so the GPU usage never went above like 40%, and the clock of my 680 never went above 700 megahertz, which is weird, because that's lower than even what their 2D ramp-up speed is.
Yeah, it's not even stock clock.
Yeah, so I pulled off that driver, installed the beta driver, boom, problem solved. So I would seriously wipe your NVIDIA driver, go and download a program called Driver Sweeper, sweep your driver all the way off your computer. A lot of people just will automatically overwrite their driver, which is usually not going to solve a driver problem. Mm-hmm. Wipe your driver off, reboot your system, you'll get the default VGA 640 by 800 screen that Windows will like default to. Go to NVIDIA.com, download the beta driver, install it, reboot, and it should fix your stuttering problem. Honestly, I think that's what it is, the moment he said 660.
Yeah, if that doesn't work, another thing you can try, excuse me, is, this has helped with me, is if you have your hard drives running in IDE mode, not AHCI mode in the BIOS, they tend to use a crap load of CPU when they're reading, and games tend to do a lot of random read-writes.
Right.
So if you can install the game, that's why I love SSDs. Like whenever I can play a game off an SSD, I do, because the load time is so low, you don't see the micro stutter.
Exactly.
And if you have a game like Battlefield 3 where it's loading huge amounts of textures and stuff, if you're moving around a lot and there's a lot of on-screen things going on, you tend to see that stutter more often. And sometimes you'll even look down at the hard drive light and you can actually correspond the stuttering with how aggressive the hard drive light is actually blinking.
Yep.
If that makes sense. So check that out too. If that's a problem, you can change your BIOS settings over to AHCI, but it will require that you update your drivers, because if you're in IDE mode and you just boot in, it's not going to work.
Yeah, not to mention when you start dealing with the BIOS settings and the different types of drivers for the hard drives and whatnot through BIOS, it's a bit more advanced than my general audience. But yeah, I mean, I get people all the time that want to know more about BIOS and their systems, but I'm afraid to open up that box of letting people start screw around with their BIOS.
Yeah.
Because I mean, they really can. They won't hurt anything, but they really can think they did, because they'll change a setting that all of a sudden now is no longer booting from their drive, or they may have removed their boot priority and they just don't know what happened.
That's true. So if you're not comfortable in the BIOS, don't go in the BIOS, because then you'll have to take your computer to Jay's house.
You know what I did once at work, and it frustrated the hell out of me, because I didn't have a recovery partition on this particular HP.
Yeah.
I thought. See, you know how? Okay, I don't know how much you know about HP. HPs typically ship with 3 partitions on their drive.
I'm all too familiar.
The main partition, HP Tools, and
Yep.
HP Recovery. I didn't realize there was no HP Tools partition, and HP Recovery, and I set HP Tools as the boot partition. So naturally, I got that BIOS boot logo loop.
Yep.
No matter what I did, I couldn't get back to it. But I ended up using the command prompt, just booting into a DOS prompt, and then there's command prompts. You know this for like Windows, you can just go in there and set your boot priority and your partition priority based on that. But
Yep. BCD edit. Woo.
Yep. It was like, I thought about that for a minute. I'm like, what? Why is there no partition, first of all? And I started looking for a boot disk, and I said, no, screw this. I can just reallocate the priority, and then it worked. But that's the kind of thing that if someone doesn't know, unless they're really good at describing their problem on Google, they may not have even been able to Google that, because they would probably Google like boot loop, which leads to just like 30,000 results of why it could be a boot loop.
Yeah, most of it would probably be porn anyway. So yeah, no, I agree. Probably
especially when it doesn't give you when you get into a boot loop like that on HP, you just get the HP logo and then a loop. You don't get any messages.
Yeah, and plus every computer, like the keystrokes to get in and out of the BIOS and saving settings, it's so different now. I remember back in the 80s, it was like push delete. That's it.
Yeah.
Now it's like what, delete F2, F12, Control Shift Escape, ZXY1.
Yeah.
It's out of control.
I love how we have 59 people in Twitch and 54 people in YouTube, and we've got. You can tell who it wasn't working for in YouTube.
Yeah, because they moved over.
Yeah, and then I've got people in YouTube saying Twitch sucks balls. So, I said,
everybody's got allegiance, right? I mean, this is one of the funniest things I get on my channel all the time. Is people always ask me, like, I took a picture of my desk and I had my MacBook 17-inch sitting there, my MacBook Pro. Then I had an Android device and I had my Microsoft Surface, and they're like, "Oh, you got a MacBook Pro? Ooh, you got a Surface?" I'm like, guys. Yeah. I like all technology. I'm one of those guys where I will find something good in every piece of technology.
No, you're just getting called out by the fanboys for not being a fanboy.
That's true. I'm the ultimate fan. I'm the fanboy of everything.
I said it in my reasons why I went with the 3770K video. There's only one thing I'm a fanboy of, and that is PCs. All things PCs.
Yep.
AMD, Intel, and I would really love for there to be a third option. I would love for ARM to branch out of mobile processors and really start to give these desktop processors a run for their money.
It'll happen. It will absolutely happen.
Well, especially since ARM is now being funded by Samsung.
Yeah, and it's being consumed by everybody. So, I mean, my Surface RT sitting right here is ARM-based, so even Microsoft's in the game now.
But you know what, though? I think ARM honestly looks at it as mobile computing is the future. We don't need to generate a division for desktop processing because in 10 years the desktop's going to be obsolete anyway. So,
yeah, that's my ass on that one.
Me too.
Desktop will never be obsolete.
Well, don't you remember what they told Steve Jobs? The personal computer will never catch on when he was trying to get investors for the first Apple.
Yep.
Personal computing will never catch on. They're far too big and far too expensive. And then he's like, that's because you have guys like me that are trying to make it smaller and more affordable. Don't back me? Fine, screw you. And then he created quite the legacy for himself, whether you hate Jobs or not. Just like, I was having a conversation on Twitter, and he's probably listening right now. I'm not talking shit if you think I am. First of all, by the way, if you're listening, you know who you are. About the arrogance of Bill Gates. Now, when you can name 2 people on this 7 billion human planet that have literally shaped the future for everybody after them, they have the right to kind of be a little bit arrogant in thinking that they know best. Now, I'm not saying they're right, because you've got, in the 70s, and you had two unknown superpowers forming. Steve Jobs and Bill Gates.
Yep.
And they were friends, off and on, several times. And I still love how Microsoft bailed Apple out in 1998, and then Apple turned around and gave you a big FU to Microsoft. It's like, what the?
Yeah, well, anyway. Remember when Jobs passed away, Gates was the first one to give us condolences. I mean, even though they had a rivalry, they were friends.
They had a healthy business competition rivalry. But on a personal level, they respected each other highly as individuals. And there's I can't remember what venue it was, but they were both on this tech talk show one day on TV. I don't remember who it was, but they were getting interviewed. And I remember, you guys can go look this up on YouTube. If you're bored, go and look up Bill Gates and Steve Jobs, and you will find a video where they were both being interviewed face to face, sitting next to each other on the stage, where they both had to answer for each other. Jobs, what do you like about Gates? And Gates, what do you like about Jobs? That's kind of difficult, I think, because they're sitting right next to each other, and this was shortly after Microsoft bought a non-controlling stake of Apple. A lot of people really don't know that, by the way.
Yeah.
In 1998, Microsoft had a huge non-controlling stake in Apple, meaning they saved Apple's butt and agreed to not be a controlling shareholder, where they do not attend shareholder meetings and have no decision makings in the company. They just invested, and then as a return, Apple said, "Fine, we will allow cross-platform for Microsoft Office." So Microsoft Office made its way to Mac in, I think it was '99. It took about a year to develop that.
Yeah.
Those two guys definitely had their competitions, but Jobs kind of owed everything, I think, to Gates at that point, because that was a personal decision by Gates that he took flack for by the board. The board was like, this is competition that you can shut out right now. This is competition that will never come to pass if you don't give them this money. And
Apple would have collapsed. They absolutely would have collapsed without that investment.
And it was several hundred millions of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
They gave hundreds of millions of dollars to Apple, plus whatever revenue they were going to make off of the cross-platform of Office, which really opened up, Mac making its way into businesses.
Yeah, that was actually an amazing business decision for Microsoft, though, because they held that stock until it was worth quite a bit.
But
they made out like a bandit.
But what I love is the fact that about 4 years later, though, Apple really gave a big FU to Microsoft.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty asshole-ish of them.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you right now, when it comes to Apple, I mean, you have a MacBook. My wife has a MacBook. I owned a MacBook, a 15-inch MacBook Pro. I sold it just because I wanted to try Apple, because I can't say I have an opinion on both platforms if you have not owned both. I think that's hypocritical if you don't. I liked it, but, I kind of forgot where I was going with this train of thought.
It's not a bad piece of hardware. It really isn't, but it's incredibly overpriced for what it is.
Oh, absolutely.
And I'll be honest, OS X is the biggest pile of turd I've ever used in my life. I don't like it. It's unstable. It's built on top of something that's open source. It's very easily compromised. So I don't like it. But the hardware itself, I absolutely love. It's overpriced for what it is, but it's actually a really nice build quality, and it runs Windows fantastic. I mean, it has excellent driver support.
I immediately boot camped and dual booted Windows, and I probably spent equal amounts of time on both, honestly, because I was not going to pay a third party like Parallels to deal with compatibility.
Right. And Parallels kind of opens up its own can of worms. I used it for a little while.
But I'll tell you what's interesting. What was really interesting to me is the fact that even though the new MacBook Pros were Intel-based, and they were nothing more than really just hand-picked Intel and internal components.
Yeah.
Windows ran amazingly better on my Mac than it did on any other laptop I've ever owned, and I couldn't explain it. I really couldn't.
Apple was absolutely phenomenal at getting hardware compatibility testing for those devices. So basically, Windows HCL kitting or whatever that they do on the drivers, the WCL certification, Apple was really diligent about getting that certification for everything. So their hardware was like on the primary list of hardware tested.
Yeah, it was all like probably the top 5% bin
It was.
of bins processors and motherboards and GPUs and whatnot. That's why you have Mac certified RAM.
Yep.
That's why if you have if you just go and buy any laptop DIMM and stick it in a MacBook, you may or may not get a boot.
Yeah. A lot of people don't realize this. Sorry, I didn't mean to shut you down there, Jay. A lot of people don't realize that there's such a huge hardware diversity out there, especially when you build your own machines. I mean, there's thousands and millions of permutations. And it's like, how do you get all those drivers and all that software to play nice together? Apple had the strategy of, we're just going to build our own hardware. They control everything. There is only one MacBook Pro. There is only one chipset they use. There's one graphics driver they use, one type of RAM they use. Because all of that stuff is just basically one permutation of hardware, the amount of testing that they have to do to get that thing cleared and get it spot on working flawlessly is none. I mean,
which is really kind of a dream come true for developers.
It is. It's every developer's dream to only have to test on a single platform.
Yeah. Let's see. If you guys are watching, I love how I have 58 viewers in both.
Yeah, well, you can tell the community is pretty divided between Twitch. So we know which side of your fans are gamers, and we know which side of your fans are watchers.
But we also Twitch took the lead, 61 versus 59. But we also now know that JayzTwoCents can cater to both sides of the fence. I was concerned because I only have a 5 megabit upload. Time Warner Cable here only has 5 megabit upload. I have 50 down, but 5 up. Fortunately, they are installing a fiber optic system here. So eventually I'm going to be upgraded to a fiber optic, which will be great for uploading videos.
Hey, Jay, I hate you. I'm just going to say that right now. I hate you.
Why? Do you live in the sticks?
I live in the sticks, and my internet connection, actually my two internet connections, because I have one that's 3 megabit up and 18 megabit down, and the other one is 1.75 megabit up and 27 megabit down. I have a DSL and a cable line both together with a load balancing router.
Right.
Yeah, because I just can't get one connection that gives me enough bandwidth.
A load balancing router. That's got to make things kind of interesting, though.
It does. And actually, I did an unboxing of it if you want to go take a look at it sometime. But it's actually a really cool piece of hardware. What it does is it creates a network address translation layer on top of both connections. So you get one IP from DHCP, and then it basically, if you create a connection, a TCP connection, that gets load balanced across two connections. So if you have one connection, it goes to one. If you have two connections, it goes to both of them. If you have three, two on one on the other, and so on and so forth. Right. And it balances them back and forth. So if you're using anything that uses multiple connections, like if you're doing anything with like BitTorrent or anything like that, where you open up to Usenet, things that use multiple connections, so it'll balance and use all the bandwidth.
That's what I was going to say. And you also have traffic control, too, where you can allow one connection to not be affected by a certain task also, right?
Absolutely. You have full control based on IP, application, or you can even do it by MAC address.
Well, then I think I want to get a second line coming in here so my wife can have her own Netflix connection.
Absolutely. That's exactly why I did it. I got the DSL line because it doesn't have hardly any upstream, but it has a lot of download. And I have that prioritized, so Netflix can only go through that one. And my main computer that I have up here that I do everything on can use both connections completely and has priority. And then my streaming machine has even a higher priority than that to use the one dedicated cable connection.
Right.
So it's super easy to configure. I was actually shocked. And the best part is, you know how much the hardware costs? $50
Wow.
on Newegg. Yeah.
I use Sonic Walls and VPNs for everything, so my network's a bit more expensive than it needs to be. Plus, I have 3 wireless access points because I have a very large one-story layout of this house. Mm-hmm. And so to get a connection on one end of the house to the other on the because I use a Wi-Fi analyzer to analyze the exact noise inside of my wireless.
Yep, did the same thing with this little guy.
Yeah, I mean, and you can, and I use the app for that too, but I also have an actual professional one that I use from work.
Damn.
And so back in the bedroom, I was getting, I think it was like negative 52 dB on the clarity of the I can't even talk right now. The clarity of the service from my router.
Signal?
Yeah. So I ended up putting an access point on each extreme of the house, and then the main data center basically for the house is right in the middle.
Yeah, I only live in a 1,600 square foot house, and I have 5 access points because there's so much radio frequency distortion throughout my neighborhood because there's like 30 or 40 networks. So I pretty much, the access points just fall off hugely fast. Doesn't matter what channel I put them on. So
Right.
I've just got them blanketed all over.
I'm watching people talk about Fios and Google Fiber. I would love Google Fiber. You know what makes me so mad? Because I live in an unincorporated part of the county of Southern California, we have no sewer line or no underground conduit here. So right now, Time Warner has a perfectly shielded fiber optic cable. Because a lot of people know fiber optic had to go underground because it couldn't deal with any light bleed whatsoever from the sun.
Yeah.
So it had to go underground only. So the city, which has all of its underground conduit and stuff, they were able to get Fios like two houses away. You can get Fios, but not where I'm at, because I am literally on the boundary. And so, my brother-in-law got a house on the other part of town where I moved from. By the way, 1915 is when the house was built.
Wow.
1915, super old, raised platform, no concrete foundation, crawl space, all that. He's got Fios.
Yeah.
55 down, 35 up.
Yeah, and that's a light connection. You pay them more money, they'll give you 100 megabit easy on Fios.
Oh yeah, when he got his at the time, 100 megabit wasn't offered, but yeah.
And Google Fiber, that's gigabit if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and it's only available in one town right now.
Yeah, same here in Seattle. There's only one city block that has access to it. And you know how much it is? It's like $29 a month or something. I was like, what?
That's the thing. This new connection, it's not that expensive. Fiber cable is super cheap compared to conduit and coaxial, because you're not paying copper.
Yeah.
It's plastic.
No, it's plastic, and it can sustain a lot more bandwidth with a lot less material and a lot less hardware. So
yeah,
coaxial networks they're high maintenance. The packets, the way that they route the packets and everything, it's like a lot of people don't know this, but cable modems are not secure. They're absolutely not secure. Every packet that comes to your house is also going to every single one of your neighbors that are on that node. That's why.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
And as a network security agent for my company as well, I was concerned about the fact that the only broadband available where I am is Time Warner, which is a cable.
Yeah.
The node is in my backyard, and I am the only house on it.
That's awesome.
There's 4 houses connected to this node, and this particular node goes straight to the data center because I'm the first drop of this node before it goes down the line. The other 3 houses are on DSL.
Oh, you lucked out.
And the reason why I know that, and the reason why I know this is my father-in-law was the head foreman for their broadband connection in my neighborhood.
Oh, inside information's the best.
Inside information. I am the only house, and I felt like telling them, "Can you climb up that pole and cap off the other 3?" So
I know the best part about that is I bet you your speed test is consistent. I bet you always have
my speed test is greater than purchased.
That's awesome.
I buy 50 down, 5 up, and I get about 57 down, 6.5 up.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, but he also told me about Time Warner's new fiber optic. I asked him, I said, yeah, but how, you guys are all on the pole. You don't have anything underground. How are you guys going to get that done? And he was explaining to me about the new shielded fiber that they've helped pioneer in our building. That what they're doing is they're doing fiber optic on the pole, but then it's still going to be coaxial to the house, but they found that they can still get about 75 down and about 25 up.
Yeah, that's the other thing is coax can carry a hell of a signal. It's just
not over long distance.
Not over long distances, and not when it's shared between so many things. Like, you might only be getting 25 megabit to your modem, but realistically you're getting 100 megabit because you're picking up everybody else's packages that are just being hand selected and thrown away.
Yep.
So when it's just coming straight from the street, yeah, you're just getting what's yours.
Well, I'll know when it's in the neighborhood because they'll be giving me a notice that they need access to the backyard because the pole is like I can look at it right out the window right there. The pole is right there in my backyard.
You'll be as giddy as a squirrel girl on that day too. You'll be like,
do you know how long? And do you know how long the cable is from that pole to my junction?
How long?
You can see the cable come to the house. I don't know, 10 feet.
Oh my gosh, dude! It's gonna be as clean can be.
Yep, and because this house was built in 1963, all of the cable that was in here when we moved into this house was corroded, and the shielding was cracked, and it was just my father-in-law. When we first moved in here, he came and brought in his signal analyzer and was analyzing the noise in the house.
Yeah,
it was far out of spec.
Did you have cloth insulation on all the wires and stuff?
Oh yeah, if you tore it apart, it was like cotton in there.
Oh my gosh, dude!
Yeah, it was the original 1963 coax. So they pulled every single piece of coax out of the wall and they ran all new coax in this house. So the coax in this house is all the brand new, high quality, high shielded. So I'm ready. Just bring it to my poll.
You just need more data to the internet.
Absolutely. I'll be able to upload my 1 gigabyte videos in like 5 minutes or less.
God, I wish. My stuff takes so long to upload. Oh my gosh.
All right, guys, let's get to the questions now that you guys can ask questions in Twitch. If you are watching over on YouTube, let's refresh that and see how many people left YouTube. If you are watching on YouTube, guys, there's still 52 of you in there. There is something wrong with the. See, if I refresh the page, I can see your comments, but it doesn't update automatically. If you don't mind watching on Twitch, where you can actually type, if you have an account, right there at the top of the description is the link, twitch.tv/JayzVFX. You can get over there and ask me a question as well, because yeah, the YouTube chat is broken. Half you guys are seeing a black image. And then also too, one other thing that I just want to point out, I am currently doing a fundraiser. I've got to give this plug out here, guys. If you guys follow me, you know I'm doing a fundraiser right now for my CES coverage. I'm going either way. I've had a lot of questions. I'm just going to go ahead and answer them right here, right now. Question number 1: if you don't reach the goal that's on the fundraising site, are you still going? Yes. Or do you still get the money? Yes, but the fundraising site takes a little bit higher percentage cut if you don't reach the goal. They do this because they want you to set a realistic goal. They don't want you to be like, hey, send me $5,000, and then there's no, consequence for giving an unrealistic goal. Number 2, if you don't reach your goal, are you still going? Yes, I'm still going. The tickets are already purchased. The hotel is already taken care of. What we're doing here is we're trying to upgrade some of the equipment that I need. I'd like the audio, the mic, and the light to give you guys better coverage, and 2, to offset some of the costs that's coming out of pocket, to lose a week worth of work, to pay for a week's worth of hotel, a week's worth of food. You have no idea how incredibly expensive it is to go to Las Vegas for a week. Yeah, it sounds like fun, but guess what? I don't get to do any gambling. I don't get to do any sightseeing. Not to mention I've been to Vegas, 500 times. But so it's just an offset for that. And then people automatically are like, oh, e-beggar, blah, blah, blah. Every single dollar helps. I'm serious. I've gotten some $1 contributions up there, and there's also been some very generous contributions up there. It all helps, guys.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Like I've already showed you, this is the first purchase. Technically, this microphone and the accessory kit for it wasn't purchased with the donation money, even though I've been receiving it. I'm setting all that aside until the end of the donations fundraising is done. This right here, $360 out of my own YouTube money. If people are asking me, well, you're just trying to get this funded so you don't have to touch your own money. Guys, every penny I'm making on YouTube is going to CES from here on out. In fact, I had an order for a GTX 780 that I canceled because of CES. So there's that. And when it comes to the actual video, I'll just go ahead and link it because I know some people care. If you don't, just don't look at it. Blah, blah, blah. If you're not into that sort of thing. But either way, we're going. We're going to make it happen. And this is all about raising the level of quality. And while you're looking at the description and stuff, go and follow Barnacules on YouTube. Go to his Facebook and go to his YouTube channel. Dude's incredibly funny and has a setup that makes me want to punch him in the face and incapacitate him and then borrow his little racing chair and play some Dirt 3.
You better watch out. I can run pretty fast in a straight line.
I don't need to run. I'm one of those immovable objects.
Well, you're so damn tall, like one of your steps is probably 3 of mine.
Yeah, but think about it. With how tall I am, wherever somebody hits me is low center of gravity, so it's not good.
Yeah, it's also pretty easy to tag in the balls, though, so be careful.
Yeah,
tall isn't everything.
I read a quote the other day that said something along the lines of, it's not okay for one man to kick another man in the balls unless it's like, there was like listing off all the reasons it was okay to kick a man in the balls.
Yeah, it was probably like the bro code.
Yeah. Yeah, it was something like that.
Oh,
okay.
Too funny.
Let me find that video real quick. So, what time is it? Oh, 7:02. See, this goes by fast. Guys, I think I'm going to do some Battlefield 3 live streaming tonight. You guys know Coconut Monkey over here on Twitch has been doing it with me. Lots and lots of fun. So if you're here on Twitch, there's 71 of you. I know you guys have an account now. Click that follow button. You know you want to, because it's just another means to communicate with me. And you guys know I'm very responsive. I spend all day responding to you guys and not getting any work done at work. But that's okay.
Yeah, same here, unfortunately.
That's what happens when you work in front of a computer. It's very easy to stay in touch with YouTube. And it gets in the way every now and then. No,
it's true, especially when every single social networking application you have installed has some obnoxious notification and sound.
Yeah. Okay, let's do this. Okay, guys, so there's the link to the fundraiser, the idea about the fundraiser and the link to the fundraiser too from that video. If you guys want to check it out, do it. If not, perfectly okay. I don't want anybody to donate anything or contribute anything to the fundraiser if it means taking away from anybody else. Don't take away from your budget or your household, whatever. I don't need any of that. So
hey, and I even donated, and I generally don't do a whole lot of internet donating. So Jay does a good job.
I think you were like the first one or the second.
I think I was the second one.
Yeah,
but I thought I was all baller because I thought I did a big donation, and then like 3 minutes later, everybody like dwarfed me. I was like, oh.
I was generally shocked. Because I get the email notifications on that because I'm keeping track of it, and I showed my wife the email. I was like, look at the size of that donation, and she was like, wow. She's like, we should get you up on TV and have you do like a plea. And like I said, I've got a real fun video I'm going to make. Hopefully I wanted to do it this weekend, but I kind of want to wait till I get a shoulder rig now. But a little like, think of it as like a little documentary about why it's important to help fund CES. And I'll go ahead and just say it here because I have a soft spot for my live stream viewers because they're like the diehard fans.
Yeah.
If you've seen the commercial on TV, I can't remember what it is. I think it's AT&T or something like that. Or it, oh my god. Okay, it's the guy. So he lost his connection or whatever, and then he went to the kitchen and took a drink of milk, and then it was sour, and then he turned into a zombie, and then there was like a zombie apocalypse, and they're like, "Don't start a zombie apocalypse."
Yeah,
yeah. I have something along the lines of that I want to do.
That would be awesome. That would be absolutely awesome.
Yeah.
And don't wait for your equipment because you'll never have it all. It'll be in this constant state of upgrade. So just if you got the idea, do it.
No, I just want the shoulder mount to keep the shots more steady. Because when I was doing the Pro 40 review and I was trying to get the product shots, it's so shaky.
Yeah, that's true. DSLRs are really hard to hold steady.
I've been kind of doing this with my tripod because it's a photography ball mount. You can see it, I think, on Twitch much more live.
Yeah.
Since I don't have a fluid head and there's no handle for me to turn this, I've been kind of doing this with it.
Yep.
I'm kind of doing this with it. So kind of making a shoulder mount out of this tripod.
Oh, that's really ingenious, yeah.
Because it's a ball mount, so it perfectly, I mean, as you can see right there. So, in fact, let's do this.
That's actually a pretty cool, like, tech tip right there, dude.
Because this is also a... There we go. Homemade shoulder mount. Let's do this. Tighten up the ball here. There. Problem solved.
There you go.
That actually kind of works.
Yeah, it does.
Oh. Alrighty, then I have no excuse to wait, do I?
No, you don't.
Let's tighten this up. It's a little bit loose.
No, and the thing is some of your videos where I've seen you do a lot of like the cinematic thing with like the music and the sound effects and the fade in, fade out. You definitely know your way around editing software. I feel like a chump with it, man. Like,
why didn't I think of this sooner?
Well, because I wasn't here. I have this magical skill to just like not say anything or do anything, and people figure out how to solve their own problems. That's awesome.
I just kind of want to go and look. If I take this arm right here, let me stand up for this. If I take this arm right here, then this becomes kind of like one of those little gut supports.
Look at that. Can you lock the leg in place too, right there?
It locks right there, but I can take the ball. But I can take the ball. No, it doesn't go back anymore. But what I can do is I can just sort of like there. There we go. I'm gonna film you guys. Are you ready? There.
Nice. Ah!
Oh wait.
Lens caps on.
There we go. Woohoo! This is gonna be like the scene at CES right here. There we go.
Come talk to me. Hey, what tripod is that?
This is actually a cheap knockoff. It's called the FT662A by.
Because I need a tripod. My tripod I have right now is so rickety, I'm surprised it even holds the camera up.
Okay, I now technically have a usable... Oh yeah, I'm so excited right now, you don't even know.
Hey Jay, now go get some foam and some duct tape and do it upright.
Do it upright. Yeah, there we go. Oh wow. Oh. This is actually really comfortable. Look at this. I can just put it back on my shoulder. Look at that. And then if I was to take this mic out and the plug right here and stick it into this mic. Huh. All right. So you guys just saw an invention right here live on Tech
Jay, you just saved $1,000.
Oh no, I'm still going to buy a shoulder
I know.
rig, but this gets me by in the meantime.
Oh, that's actually really cool. And the other cool thing about something like that is you still got the tripod with you. So if you did walk around with that and you wanted to just whip it down on the ground, it'd be really easy.
Oh, I would look. Well, I'm not the cameraman for CES, but I would look super cheesy if I did it that way. But whatever. Okay, people are getting mad that I'm not answering the questions, guys.
All right, let's answer questions.
Okay, so we've got Sierra251 says, Jay, answer the questions, man. All right, fine. As if I guess I have no control over my stream, huh?
We so sorry.
Okay, I'm going to
right.
get a laptop with Intel 4000 graphics. Best of luck. Okay.
Yeah, pass.
Old Hard Luck says, if I want to cut down fan noise, what closed loop cooling would be best? Hey, you're a water cooler, so that actually helps too. You can answer some of these. You want to get a radiator that has a low FPI, actually. FPI stands for fins per inch. The more fins per inch you have, let's see, I got this one here. The more fins per inch that you have, the more resistance there is for the air to make it through. The fan themselves usually make no audible noise if it's a good motor in the fan, like the Corsair fans. It's the air moving through and hitting something that makes that sound. So I've got right here a SwiftTech, one of their extreme radiators, and this is a 20 fin per inch radiator. Like, it may not seem like it's that bad because you can see through it, but 20 fins per inch, that is an ungodly amount of fins. I don't think there is one that has more fins than this. And so when you put a fan on this, two things. You need a fan that has high static pressure to push the air through, and then you need higher fan speed to keep the air flow up. So if you want it to be quiet, I recommend going with something like the Alpha Cool radiators that I stuck in here. Very, very highly sought after radiators. They're very well known in the industry of water cooling. They're only 9 fins per inch, but they're thicker radiators. So they make up for the less fins by having more radiator surface area.
Yeah.
And you can go with low speed fans. Like, I've got my, I'll show you guys right here. If you don't follow me on Twitter, you've probably not seen my new rig set up yet. This right here is my 900D. And as you can see, these fans down here, these fans are running right now at 40%. If I stick my finger against the fan, you'll hear how slow it is. You can just hear by the fan blade. Listen to this. That's how slow the fans are running on this, because this quad radiator right here is only 9 fins per inch, so you can get a lot more airflow with a lot lower fan speed. Yeah. Now, if I turn off the music here, let me turn off the music, so you guys can actually hear. Listen to this. Do you even hear anything?
No, it's dead quiet.
Yeah. And you guys see how close the mic is to the computer? See that? Look at that.
And me, I went the other direction. I have the loudest water cooling system on Earth. I have 24 Ultra Kazi 130 CFM fans running on my 2 Black Ice Rads.
Yeah, I used to say, screw it, I don't care about noise. I used to say, I'm going to take the radiator, I'm going to put the fans on highest speed I can put them on and just let it go until I started recording.
Yeah, that's good.
So now I use an onboard fan controller for the non-radiator fans, and then I use speed fan to control the CPU, the radiator fans.
Yep.
So they ramp up with PWM.
Oh, that's cool, man. That's really cool.
And then I might as well just show this because some people probably have not seen this rig since it's only on Twitter. This is the 900D. It's the most expensive production case. The only way you can spend more on a case is if you go with Mountain Mods or Case Labs, and those are aluminum cases that come flat packed that you have to put together and takes hours to put them together. And
well, not mine. Mine came assembled. The Case Labs.
But that's because you have an M8 though.
Yeah.
If you go with like the ST series, they come flat.
Oh, serious? Oh, that sucks.
Mm-hmm. They come flat packed. And then what I love on this is the release. You see this button back here where my finger is?
Yep.
If you push that button in, let's see if I can do this one-handed. Come on. There, that's what pulls off the panel.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And then you push the button, and it's back. That's it.
Yeah, mine's like opening a door on a refrigerator.
Yeah, it's got that little tab you pull on the side. You pull it and it swings open. But yours is also on a hinge, which is very nice.
Yeah, everything on it's like basically hinged and snapped in. So you take the top off, both sides, the front, everything's all snapped together.
Right. Okay, Night Eagle says, what is MSATA and RAID? Well, that's two different things, first of all. RAID is a, think of SLI for your hard drives, or redundant backup, where it's a drive that's a copy of a drive. There's actually a lot of different RAID configurations. MSATA is just another different type of, how would you explain MSATA? Because MSATA typically you're going to find on like an SSD card, not like a hard drive.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I don't know a lot about MSATA.
MSATA tends to be a lot bigger too. Like you can get 1 terabyte MSATA drives, but they're like a PCI Express card though, with all of the chips on the card. Which might...
Oh, okay. So this is the volatile memory that's like battery backed up, so it's super fast.
Yeah, it's very server oriented.
Yeah,
and
I remember seeing those cards for sale like on Newegg and stuff. Yeah, they were wicked expensive. But the cool thing is, I mean, I think they got the rough equivalent of like DDR2 memory speed. I mean, it's insane.
Yeah, it's like a hard drive card that's like a RAM drive that you don't have to worry about rebooting.
Exactly. And they actually used to make those. I don't know if you remember those back from the old server days, but they used to have the cards that you could actually put the SIMs on. You could actually put volatile memory in, and it was all backed up by like a battery pack that was on the card. And if that battery went dead, your data was gone.
Yep. Okay, so what else we got here?
Hold on. Let me take one really quick. See this Zesty Man guy over here?
If you see one you want, just go for it.
Hey, Zesty Man. That's actually my neighbor. He wants to know when he can come and play on the sim. Maybe this Sunday. We'll see.
Oh, is that your racing sim?
Yeah, my racing sim. He's been dying to try it out. So
that would be awesome on monitors, and I'm sure fully immersive on the TVs.
It's amazing when you couple it with the butt kicker, and the 3 TVs and all the force feedback controls and stuff. It's amazing.
I was thinking about hitting that butt kicker for a review model, but I looked at my chair, and because of how tall I am, I have the chair at the lowest height setting, which leaves no more shaft.
Oh my gosh, you're screwed then. Sorry.
Yeah. So
you need to get shorter somehow.
I really hate being 6'4". I'll be honest with you. It gets old.
Well, the butt kicker's got a pretty versatile mount on it. I'd be surprised if you couldn't find something on that chair to attach it to.
I'm kind of thinking too. Part of it is there's like a really slow gas leak in my chair, so over time it'll just like work its way down really slowly. So I'm wondering too, if I was to just put the chair at the right height, put the butt kicker in there, and then wedge it down against the butt kicker, if the butt kicker bracket could just hold my weight.
No, it can. I'm actually doing that right now. Check this out. Here, I'll show you. So here's my gigormous chair here. You can see the...
Oh,
where'd it go? Never mind. My butt kicker isn't on this because I moved it to the simulator.
Well, that's what you call a demonstration fail.
Wouldn't be the first time. It won't be the last.
Jay, have you ever played any MMOs? Seriously, I played World of Warcraft for almost 6 years religiously. Nearly ruined my marriage. And needless to say, I don't play MMOs anymore.
That's probably a smart idea, actually. I'm not gonna say I had a similar experience because my wife can like go like 2 months without seeing me, and it's like, oh hey, what's going on? But
yeah.
But on the flip side, yeah, no, MMOs are kind of off my list because they're just so all encompassing and time consuming.
Once you get your life back from an MMO, you can't get back into it. I don't think because I mean, not only I wasn't a raider. Like MMOs, people really get sucked into the raiding and the gear chase and all that stuff. I was a PvPer, and I was a very competitive PvPer. Like I did arena in World of Warcraft from season 1 all the way through season 12, well 11, season 11, playing at the 2600 to 2800 bracket, which is very high. I mean, you had the world-class arena players, which were up in the 3000, but 2400 was hard to reach. 2600 was highly competitive, and my wife. Oh my God, she used to get so mad at me because I would get up, we would time it when we would avoid certain teams, right? Because you see the same teams over and over in those ratings. There's only a few dozen that you could play because you're playing against the best. And my team, we would say, okay, we're going to set our alarms and we're going to get up at 4 a.m. and we're going to play at 4 because it's likely then that we won't be playing the Australians because the Australians were like brutal. The Koreans and the Australians were the worst to play. And so we would avoid them. We would Q dodge them by playing at all hours of the night. And so I'd get up at 4 a.m. and then my wife would start hearing, "God damn it!"
Yeah.
And when I had a kid, That and she was a baby. That didn't fly anymore.
No, I had a very similar experience to that. Now I've got a pair of Sennheiser headphones that I wear like when I watch TV in the bedroom because the kid would keep waking up because I'd be like sitting there watching TV and like some bass would go off and like shake the whole bed and you'd hear the baby crying. And then after that, it'd be me sitting in there with the laptop and I'd be like playing Minecraft or something like that. Something would happen and I would just shout. It's just like, it's an instinct.
And when you put the headphones on, you're louder too.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yes. My wife, I scared the crap out of her one night. Oh my god. Like she didn't even know what the hell was going on because I screamed like the house was blowing up. It's like, what are you gonna do?
Spooky says, Jay, can you see my chat, my Twitch? I have a black screen. Someone has black screen in Twitch now. It's not me, guys. I'm watching the streams. It's good. I swear to God. You have no idea how much it is your browser causing these problems.
You guys really need to call Al Gore to get this worked out. This is not Jay's fault.
Times are tough, Obama.
Yeah.
How about you enjoying the switch from Sony Vegas to Premiere Pro? I have a story about Premiere. Okay, guys, that Pro 40 review. I stayed up till nearly 4 in the morning to get that done because here's why. I was editing and I was, putting it all together, and then I was editing it and getting all the sounds and stuff right. And then in Southern California, you guys, I don't know if you guys know, in Southern California, there's like a power crisis here. There's severe power outages in the summertime because of, they can't keep up with the ACs, the millions of air conditioners running and stuff. And even at 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning, our ACs still run. And because, it's 100 degrees sometimes still at 9 o'clock at night. And I was sitting here and the lights just went, and they didn't go off, but they did what's called a brownout, and that's when the electricity being sent to your house is dirty. It's a good thing I have a $100 surge protector hooked up to this computer, by the way. you have going into your power supply. Yeah, that kill a regulator.
Brownouts are like 10 times worse than like anything that can happen. It'll fry everything.
Yep. So my speakers, because they're powered and the bass just went, it scared the crap out of me. I about jumped out of my chair. Computer rebooted, and I went to open up my Adobe file, and then it told me that it couldn't be opened because it was corrupted. And I went, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Because I had spent already almost 4 hours on the video. So I then spent the next hour fixing the file. Because you can actually fix a corrupted file in Adobe Suite by opening it and importing it in other programs, making a change, resaving it, or opening just a sequence within a file. Adobe's very versatile. Sony would have been like, you're screwed. And then I got it fixed. I started editing, and guess what happened? A second brownout. File got corrupted again. So I was able to get it repaired, but it ended up taking me all night because I had to deal with that crap. So how am I liking Adobe? I am loving it because I could recover from that.
I have a suggestion.
You do.
UPS. I think you should get a UPS.
I don't have a UPS.
You need one.
Yeah, it would be nice.
You're like one of those people where it's like I look over there and it's like, oh yeah, there's a computer that costs a couple $1,000, but no UPS attached to it. Shame on you.
Yeah,
shame.
UPSs aren't fun to buy.
I've got 5 of them, I think, up here running all the equipment in the man cave because. Yeah, we have horrible power where I live out here, and if I didn't have those UPSs, crap be rebooting all the time.
Why don't you guys do home automation review? Okay, yeah, let me just go install home automation. I would love to have home automation, actually. Okay, let's see. Syria 251 is an i5 3470 and a GTX 650 Ti boost, good for 128 by 1024 for the next few years. At that resolution, you can get away with it. You understand the i5 3470. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not very overclockable. You can overclock it a little bit. It's still more than enough processing power. The 650 Ti boost is at that resolution. Yeah, I'd say you could easily get 3 years out of it at medium res or medium settings.
Yeah, and honestly, resolution I think is more. CPU does play a part in it, but the GPU is the big contender there. So
the lower the resolution, the more the GPU is involved too.
Mm-hmm.
But that CPU is going to be fine.
Yeah.
Let's see. Pavarish says, Jay, what do you think about the GU-A880 CyberPower PC? I don't shop CyberPower, iBuyPower, any of those guys, so I couldn't tell you what the GU-A880 is. Send me a message on YouTube with that link, and I'll check it out, and I'll let you know. Let's see. Omega Dan says, how do you pick up UPS at Walmart, and it will let you Yeah, but a cheap quality UPS can also be as much of a problem as it is a godsend. So.
Yeah, it's true. You really don't want to. You don't want to skimp on UPSs, especially because they have lead acid batteries in them. And I had a cheap UPS. It was
we had one leak at work.
Yeah, I've had one that didn't just leak. The battery basically bulged and broke the housing, and then it started arcing and started burning. It literally started burning, and the fuse couldn't do anything because the 2 points that connected the fuse wasn't in the loop. Right. So it damn near burned my house down.
Let's see. Whip says, "Hey Jay, are you going to do fundraisers for CES every year?" I don't know. I think by next year I'll probably be fairly self-sustained. See, last year I was already there, and I was already there on somebody else's dime. This year I'm on my own. So that's the only reason I'm doing the fundraiser. This is probably the only fundraiser you'll ever see me do, too, by the way. I was very against the idea. A lot of people in this Twitch stream right now were there in Twitch with me when I was coming up and asking for ideas on whether or not they thought it was a good idea.
Yeah.
Not one person said don't do it. So I just went ahead and went for it. And lo and behold, money started showing up and people saying, hey, we love what you do. The very least we could do is send you a couple of bucks because of the amount of time you spend on your channel. So I made the promise to them, every single penny on fundraised is going towards CES equipment and the cost of CES. And if my goal is exceeded, because I put a goal on there that was realistic, that if the goal is reached, I don't need a penny more to go towards CES. So I promised if the goal was reached, we would put it towards a giveaway.
Yeah, or CES is expensive. It is.
Yeah, or possibly towards a donation of collective, but it becomes touchy on what to do with the excess, because then you kind of want to say, well, the opinions should really come from the donators.
I suggest hookers and blow. That's what I recommend.
Yeah, it's really expensive in LA though.
That's true. Never mind.
I mean, up in Washington, I mean, you guys might have like the dollar store for that sort of stuff.
Yeah, but you don't want any Washington hookers or blow.
Okay. Okay, I can't open the link here in Twitch, by the way, guys. Let's see, Jay, my Haswell is very hot with my i80. i80? Is that the Corsair H80? Well, that's because Haswell still is plagued with Intel thinking it was a good idea to use thermal or TIM between the heat spreader and the silicon, thinking it was a good idea.
Yeah, isn't there like a hack out now where you can actually separate the shielding on it and fix it?
Yeah, you either use a razor blade to cut off the heat spreader, or you use a mallet and a vise. Either way, I don't recommend it to the novice.
Again,
I'm an expert and I'm nervous.
Yeah, I guess I'm a little more careless with my subscribers. You guys should definitely subscribe to Jay here so you have a second opinion when I give you guys horrible ideas.
And I'll make sure my opinion's always different than yours.
Fair enough. I like it.
So when someone asks me my opinion, hey, Barnacules says, and I'll make sure, oh, no, Barnacules full of shit. You don't want to do that. This is what you want to do.
Yeah, and then I'll just start agreeing with you.
You'll contradict yourself. That would be pretty epic.
Yeah, I'm more of a software guy these days. I used to be a die-hard hardware guy for years and years, and I still build all my own computers and everything, but you got to be on one side or the other to go full force, and software just consumed me, so...
I'm gonna be honest with you right now. I'm still thinking about this tripod, okay? And no,
squirrel! Look, squirrel!
Squirrel! How amazingly stable and comfortable it felt by simply flipping these two legs open. Really opened my eyes on how much money I don't need to spend. By the way,
right? But you're gonna anyways, and you should.
I think where I want to put the money is going to be a little bit different now, though. Instead of buying a really expensive the harness for the shoulder itself, I'm going to make sure I invest in a good receiver, because the shoulder part you can change that out. So I think I'm going to instead invest on a good receiver that can accept all of my attachments, the mic, the monitor, the light, and just buy a separate shoulder piece later, but really invest in a quality follow focus. Because
smart.
I'm worried that those units that have the included follow focus, you're going to be dealing with a lot of slop. I'll be taking it apart and trying to fill it in with grease to get rid of the slack, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah, I don't really like the idea of having to put a freaking gear ring on my lenses, too, and having to screw a bunch of little screws into it. That just...
those don't actually screw into your lens. They're all rubber.
Oh, are they rubberized on the tip?
The whole thing is rubber. The whole gear that goes around it is rubber.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, so what it is let's say that this this you have to watch the stream for this one. Let's say that this lens cap that I'm holding is the piece and it's hollow in the middle, right? And you've got those clamps that go down on your lens. The outer piece is plastic, the gear part. The inner pieces that touch the lens, they're all rubber.
Oh, awesome. Okay.
Because they know they know not only on DSLRs do you have L glass like you've got.
Yeah.
You've got people that are using very high-end camcorders with SLRs that, you know, you're talking $10,000, $20,000 lenses. They're not going to have you screw anything on against your lens. And then what happens is those rubber pieces will tighten up against the focus ring, and then there's a screw on the top that clamps together, and the only thing that screw ever touches is itself, you know, pulling the end of the clamp together.
Oh, okay.
So it never touches the camera lens at all.
No, that's awesome. Now that I know that, I'd probably want to grab one of those. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. So now we got 80 people in here.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Okay, guys, lightning round. For the next 15 minutes, we're just going to answer questions. We're going to stay on questions. We're going to do quick answers, and we're going to stop ADDing because we're like,
chug a beer.
So the GTX 650 and DSL is really shitty, and fiber optic is where you want to go, and CES fundraiser. That's kind of what we've been doing tonight. That's kind of what Tech Talk always really kind of turns into. But guys, if you're still around here on Twitch, I do need your likes over on the YouTube stream. We do only have 70 likes over there, which is kind of atrocious. Just saying.
Yeah, come on, give us some likes, guys. And then go to my channel and push the subscribe button, even though you've never seen anything I've done. And
his information is in the description on YouTube, by the way. So, you could be pointing down on Twitch, just so you know.
Which no, I was just pointing at my crotch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. In case we forgot where it was.
Yeah, I mean, I do every once in a while. That happens.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. Jerry is the man. Are you a man?
I think so. Hold on, let me check. Yep.
Well, damn, that changes everything. I'll make you spit your beer out.
It happens pretty frequently.
God, all week long I thought I was talking to a very big woman.
I don't know. I can push them together pretty good sometimes when I need to. I mean,
are you going to
$2 off a bar tip?
Are you going to buy the bro?
The bro?
The bro.
What's the bro?
That's the man bra.
Oh, dude, there's a man bra? Holy crap, link me, please.
There is a man bra. I don't have the link. Somebody go and Google it. There is a man bra called the bro.
Yeah, I need that, guys. Seriously.
Especially for all the jogging that you do.
Yeah, I do. I do triathlons. Go down the stairs, walk across the floor, open the fridge.
He runs 10 miles on the beach every day.
I do.
He's fluffy, not big. Oh, someone is
fluffy.
Yes. Fluffy. Someone is a Gabriel Iglesias fan.
Yes, definitely.
I'm not fat, I'm fluffy.
I love Fluffy. Wow, somebody really wants to know if I play Far Cry 3. The answer is yes, I do. Okay.
Do you? I've only played Blood Dragon. I haven't played the normal. Jay, I bought a 7950 from Newegg and didn't get a code for 3 games that was active during that time, and I didn't get a download email. Any suggestions? Yeah, contact their customer support. You bought it right. You actually bought it when the Never Settle, believe it or not, it actually ended in like the end of June. But a lot of companies still had the. It's a little like sheet, a little like just a sheet that they include in the box or with the package. A lot of people just kept giving those out after the promotion was over. Did the stream just die? Are we still on? What happened here?
They dropped me.
The
internet decided they didn't like me anymore. I think I'm getting DDoS attacked by Al Gore and his minions. I think Rotolite found. Yeah.
Rotolite's all. Oh hell no. Oh, I'm dropping a lot of.
Damn you, right.
Looks like I'm dropping frames. Could be.
Oh, is it on your side?
It looks like it might be.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
Oh noes.
I am dropping frames.
Guys, please stop attacking Jay. Come on.
No, it's not. It's not that.
I figured.
I've got a VPN. Okay, here you go. Jays, do you play any real-time strategy games? No, I'm not good at League of Legends. I'm not good at StarCraft. I'm not good at any of that stuff. Sorry.
I actually don't play good at any games. I suck at FPS, RTS, and all of them, but I still love gaming. Yeah.
People
It's
say that I'm lagging right now. Listen to the stream and tell me. If I turn the stream audio on, it'll get redundant.
Over here.